My colleagues, B.L. Ochman in the middle from New York, author of what'snextblog.com, contributor to Ad Age, and What's Next on Twitter. And on my far side, not Gary Larson, but Dave Erickson, E-Strategy Blog, D. Erickson on Twitter, and the Daily Numbers on Twitter. We'll get to the Daily Numbers at the end of our show. We usually start the Beyond Social Media show with what's gone wrong. And David, unlike BL got kind of usurped here for finding the great one. David found the great one here, and it involves meat.
Yeah, and disgusting meat too. A restaurant named Golden Corral, which I've never heard of. Apparently, we have them in Minnesota, Albert. There are 500 locations nationwide, apparently, among 30 states. So this happened at a Florida location where an employee of Golden Corral took an iPhone video of a bunch of food that they had put out by the dumpsters outside of this particular location in Port Orange, Florida. And the managers apparently put out the food out there to hide it from an inspector who was coming to inspect the restaurant. Now, the employee was disgusted by that. He took the video of it and he's showing all the meat. There's hamburger patties. There's ribs sitting out there. There's flies flying around. He's like, "There's flies over here. This is disgusting. I wouldn't serve this to anybody." Blah blah blah. It's going on and on and on. He uploads it to YouTube, and of course somebody found it and put it on Reddit. And that's where all the media goes to find their news stories, right? So so it goes from Reddit to Mashable and Huffington Post, and from there to mainstream media, and now everybody's talking.
Fall.
Exactly. So the video was uploaded July 1. It has 2.5 million views as of today. Average for Corral Golden Corral as a brand name. So they were average mentioned 500 600 mentions on Twitter a day. When this broke, they got July 7th 6,821 mentions. The following day 6,289 mentions. So social media is blowing up.
How did they respond?
They responded interestingly. They posted on their Facebook page that it was sort of combative. They're talking about the employer. They're disappointed the employee didn't take it to them first.
Come on.
They said they'd fired the manager for not doing proper food handling procedures, but it was really sort of defensive. And they also pointed out, they say that the father of the guy who took the video offered to sell the video to the franchise owner for $5,000. Now, whether or not that's true, pointing that out in a situation like that where you're clearly culpable of not doing things properly in your food handling, trying to explain those things doesn't do anything for you, because people are just going to react to the news. They see it in the headline. They're going to search for your when anybody searches for Golden Corral now, they're going to see the top 3 links are about this story. They're just going to read the headlines. They're not going to dig into the details, right?
Well, this is a classic. This is what happens, and you would think that given what's happened to Domino's and Taco Bell with the rats running around in Greenwich Village, you would think that by now it would be clear that what you have to do is get online and apologize for this horrible thing that happened. And this will never happen again, and we're going to deal with it, and oh my God, and please come and eat our food, because we can't imagine, like, who thought this was a good idea. We're so sorry, and this person's been fired, and they're gone, and they'll never be serving all of that. And you have to mean it, and you have to do it fast. What do you have, 3 hours?
And take full responsibility, and don't try and deflect blame, even if maybe the guy did try and sell it back for $5,000 and he's got some ulterior motives. He nevertheless caught video that showed them mishandling the food.
Absolutely.
So just don't even muddy the waters. It looks like you're being defensive. Take full responsibility. Say what you're doing to take care of it and get it out of the way.
Yeah.
But it highlights the importance, especially in a food service where employers are typically not paid that much and don't have a lot to lose for exposing stuff that might be going wrong, right? I mean, if you lose a job at a fast food restaurant, who cares, right? So it highlights the importance of training, making sure that people do the right things and don't try and skirt around, regulations and stuff. So anyway, that's the latest restaurant marketing lesson to be learned.
There seems to be one every week,
Yeah.
The takeaway for every business here is that do not treat a crisis as if it was a court case. It is the jury. It is the court of public opinion. It's black or white. And well, let's follow that up with David on The Daily Numbers. That's on Twitter as The Daily Numbers. And then he's at D. Erickson as well on Twitter and E-Strategy Blog. BL you can follow on whatsnextblog.com. She contributes to Ad Age.
Got a story coming out tomorrow.
Say that again?
Got a story coming out tomorrow or Thursday.
What's it on?
On why you need to be on the top 3 reasons why you need to be on Google+.
Okay. Love it. Love it.
And also why your strategy needs to be different.
Love it. We should do something just dedicated to that, BL.
I would like to do
another topic for a Beyond Social Media extra. What do you think of that?
Good idea, Albert.
Great idea. I'm glad I listened to you and then echo it later. I'm Albert Maruggi. You can find me on providentpartners.net and as Albert Maruggi on Twitter. Thanks so much for joining us on the Beyond Social Media show. Good night, BL. David, have a great night.
Good night.